Hello, I'm Li Hao. Welcome back. We have been building our client-side routing libraries in Svelte. And if this is your first video that you are watching, I have left the link to this playlist in the description so that you can watch the previous video. So we've built a routing library, and in the last video, we've figured out how we can match a dynamic routes with dynamic parameters. Right? We managed to convert our URL to a regular expression so that we use regular expressions to match the routes. But now in this video, we need to figure out how we can capture the parameters in the URL. Right? So let's see how we can do that. Sorry to jump in, but I got an important thing to tell you, which is that if you're following along, coding along with me, the code for all this is on the GitHub repo. Link in the description. Just follow along. If you miss any steps, each changes are in individual commits. So you can just check out that commit and take a look at what you are missing. Now follow along. So over here, we have our regular expressions. The next thing we need to do is to use a capture group to capture certain parts of the URL. So if you're not very familiar with regular expressions, usually I go to a regular expressions playground to try it out. So one that I frequent is this regexer. So say my URL is the shop. Let me zoom it up a bit. This details, okay. Shop and then 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna try to match the we're gonna use our regular expression to match, right? So here, let's see. Our regular expression looks like this. Let's just copy it in. So it matches these routes, correct? Yes. If I do something else, it does not match. And if I have shop again, it matches. So here we don't have any matching groups. We don't have any capture groups. To have capture groups, use this syntax called a bracket to wrap around here, so that if you can see over here, it says that it matches as well as it has a capture group. It has a group 1. So the group always starts with index 1. So the first bracket is the first group that you capture. If I have over here another bracket, then bracket, then I have 2 groups. So shop is the first group. So it always reads from left to right. This is the first group, this is the second group, right? And then it also shows us that what is the value of that group, right? The group 1, the value is shop. Group 2, the value is 1, 2, 3. So for dynamic parameters, we're gonna have a capture group that looks like this. So let's come back over here and we're gonna add a capture group. So which means that later on, when we in our code, in our create routing, when we match routes, we are going to use the path name dot match the routes URL regular expression. So this returns a match. A match could be it's a match array. It could be null, or it could be undefined, or it could be the array of matching, right? So let's see. So if your URL looks like this, then this returns undefined. Now you can't match anything. But if you have this, then this returns an array, which the first index, the zeroth, the first item is this URL that is the thing that you match, and then from there onwards, the item number 2, which is index 1, is this 1, 2, 3 that we want to get it out, right? So here can check if match, then we return something, right? And then else, I'm going to return false. Okay, so here when we match, then I think we can return the match itself, right? We can return true, or we can return the match itself, right? Something like this for now, which means here match routes. Oh no, this is find, right? So we're gonna find the first match routes component. So we're gonna change a little bit so that we can actually have another variable over here, say the match route params, and let match route. So if we manage to match, we need to populate this value and this value as well. Right, so here now instead of going through with a find, we can use maybe a for loop for let I equals to 0. I think I'm just gonna, instead of index, I'm gonna for routes of routes. And if the copy all this, here we can't say false, we're gonna just continue, but here once we found it, we're gonna break it out, right? We don't return this, but and then our match route will be equals to the route.component. Sorry, route itself, the route that we match, and match route params will be what about our match, right? We're gonna keep this somewhere. So let's console log what is our match route and match component, sorry, not component promise, match route params. Right, let's come back. Let's open our console. Let's take a look. So here, if you refresh, our match route is this shop route, and then the match route params is the array, right? The first item, the 0 index is the whole thing that is being matched, and then secondly is the 1, 2, 3, which is our shop ID that we need to extract it out. So how do we do that? How do we convert this 1, 2, 3 to shop ID, which will be used in our shop props over here? So firstly, we need to know that this has to be named shop ID, and it's nowhere to be seen over here in this regular expressions. We can have named regular expressions, or we can also we can have named regular expressions, right? Yeah, what I was thinking. So we can have named regular expressions, so we can write a name like this. I think it's like, so this route group, this group now is named A, right? This is a name capturing groups. So we can change it to shop ID. In this case, then we just find .shop ID will give us the group. But I think it's not widely supported in all browsers, so probably we shouldn't do that. But let me just show you how it feels like if you do this. Right, so here we have this. Then if I come over here and take a look at our routes, sorry, refresh again. Now this array still has 0 and 1, but then it also have this thing called groups where it has shop ID. So we can take the groups out and then we use the whole groups as the props. But the regex is warn us that this may not supported in all browsers. So let's check named capturing group with, can I use capturing group? Can I use named capturing groups? Okay, I think it's widely supported in most modern browsers, right? All green. Probably if you want to support IE11, maybe Opera Mini, UZ browsers, some QQ browsers, some of the browsers, it's not supported. It's quite supported in even not the latest version of the browser. It works quite far back, right? Yeah, I think we can still do this. But if you are worried about it, come in the right place, maybe we can try something different. If this is what you need, then yeah, you go ahead with setting the props. But if you're worried that this may not be widely supported in all the browsers that you want to support, then maybe we can come over here and create a new thing called a params shop ID. So we're gonna have a workaround of this implementation where we convert the array into groups ourselves. Right, so the goal is to figure out how we can convert this to this group's object where we have shop ID equals 1, 2, 3. And the way I'm doing that is I'm going to have the name shop ID somewhere, and I'm going to call it params over here, so that later on, when I try to match, when I find the first item, then I know the first item is named shop ID. If I find another item, if I say come over here, have another group like this, then I can say that another group is named called shop item ID, right? So I can have an array of names and then loop through the array of names as well as the loop through the array of capturing groups, and then I'll try to construct a object out of that. So of course now, let me keep this first. I'm gonna have two routes later on. So the first one is we're gonna use this one, shop ID. And later on, maybe we can have another item route where we have shop ID and item ID, and this is the item.svelte. Let's create that as well. Item.svelte. Here I have shop ID and item ID. Save this. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so let's come back. Hold on. How come this is item ID. Let's take a look at why is this route's not matching anymore. Oh yeah, extra slash. Right, so let's convert this to an object. So let's go to routing. Here our routes will have one more thing called params, which is a string array of strings, names that we're going to convert our matching group. So here, once we have match, right, then we can actually loop through. So routes.params gonna loop through. So for let I equals 0, I less than routes.params.length I plus, and we're gonna loop through all the items. I'm gonna create a object, right? Params object. And I'm gonna assign this over here to our match routes params. And here we're gonna construct params with the route params index, so that this gives us a name. And then we're gonna go to the match array and find I plus 1, which is the group itself, which is always start with number 1 index. Right. So here, let's save this. We still have a console. Let's take a look at what we console out. Let's clear this and refresh. Here we get our match routes, yay, and our match route params, which is an object, which is just like the group that you just saw. But we didn't use name capturing groups. We capture our groups ourselves. We convert it to our groups ourselves. So here, this match route params, we're gonna pass this. We have to pass this as a props to a component that we just created when we're gonna create, right? So here we load our routes component. Once it's loaded, we are creating that component here, and here we can pass in something called a props, which is our match route params. So if we refresh, I think this has hot reloading. You see that now, since this object is the shop ID 123, we pass the whole object as a props. Now you see my shop 123 show the props of this shop component. Shop ID is populated with the shop ID 123. Right? I can show you the full JSON.stringify. Whoops. I can show you the full props object. Right? So here you see this props object looks like this. Of course, if I go to item 123, it's not found because we have 2 parameters. So there's 4, 5, 6 over here. Then this matches item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? If I go over here and show you the full props, you see that it's shop ID 1, 2, 3, item ID 4, 5, 6. That's why it's applied. When we create a component, we apply it to the props. We try to navigate to other. Yep, it works. And let's try to add some links over here. Href. Let's see whether that works as well. Item 77009. James. Okay, James Bond. Okay, this has to be a number, right? James 77007. James Bond. Save this. Okay, we have our URL. Let's click on here. Right? It works. Yep. Back forth, it works. And I'm going to show you something. Right? So here, if I create a timer, I'll show the value of the timer. Well, okay. Whenever I have a timer, usually I want to illustrate a situation where whether the component is being created or being updated, right? So if I try to in this route, I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So when I click on the James Bond link, you realize that the component is unmounted and recreated because you notice that this interval is being restarted again, right? Timer is set to 0 when we initialize this component. So meaning this is a different component instance than the one that we had previously. But we don't have to do that. We don't have to do this because it's the same component. How about let's just update the current component with a new set of props. I believe your component itself is very reactive to component changes. So since you see we use this shop ID and item ID like this, right? So if we change the props of this component, then it should be updated itself as well, and the content should be updated as well. So we don't have to destroy the component if it's the same component that we're going to use. We don't have to destroy the component instance and create a new component instance. We can just reuse the same component instance if the component itself is the same component. And that's what we're going to explore in the next video.